everyone, welcome or welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's me, it's Chelsea J, and on this channel I talk about fashion, beauty, lifestyle, and product reviews. So if any of those things interest you, make sure you join the Seashell fam by clicking the subscribe button as well as the notification bell, so that way you're notified every single time I upload a YouTube video. So in today's episode of Fashion News, we're going to get into the China and the US trade war. Honey, it's messy. We're going to get into the H&M drops, past drops, and the upcoming collaboration that I'm excited about. And we're also going to talk a little bit about the Sephora sale, and we're going to get into some other things as well, but I think those are the three main things that I'm prepared to talk about. So first up, we're going to talk about H&M. Now, of course, y'all know H&M did release a past collaboration of the spring and summer, pretty much like a capsule wardrobe, spring and summer 2025 in February. And they have been dropping, you know, like every 2 to 3 weeks, they have been dropping new versions or new adaptations of the spring and summer 2025 line. And this past drop that they did this past Thursday, I really loved it because I am a sheer girly. I think sheer, when done right, is just very chic and effortless. So I did post here and on Instagram the new things that they have, and in my Like It to Know It store. So if you don't follow me on Like It to Know, make sure you do follow me there as well. I post a lot of things and videos there, so that way you can, you know, be the first to shop. But I went ahead and I linked everything and I showed you guys what they had, and they had some really nice things. And I'm a firm believer in just getting, I ain't saying you gotta get the whole collection, but I'm just saying just look through things and see what fits your style. And if it fits your style and if it's affordable and you like the design, get it. If it doesn't work out, send it back. But I do think that they do carry this collection in some stores. I think I've seen some of the pieces because I did like the store locator, and they had some in Atlantic Station downtown here in Atlanta. So I said I may go and check it out and see what they have in person, but I am waiting on my order to get here. So with that being said, guys, check it out if you're into sheer, especially like they had like a sheer 2-piece set where they had the pants and the blazer. I think that would be so dope with like a cute, like a, maybe even a tube, like a shelf bra or some type of a tube top that's probably cream or something like that, and wear it with some soft gold jewelry. I think that that would be just so chic to wear to an event, to a, I would say a bridal shower. It's very bridal shower coated. Even a tea, you know, an afternoon tea. Any type of frou-frou cutesy party, even a brand event, you know, for the content creators out there. So yeah, make sure you check that out. And staying on the topic of H&M, they do have an upcoming collaboration with Magda Butrym. And that will be released on April 24th, not this coming Thursday, but the next Thursday. And think of roses with this look. Like the whole entire look is based upon roses. So it's a lot of rosettes. So y'all know like those cakes that have all those little rosettes on it. It has, like, it's a dress, it's red, and it looks just like that. So it's quite a few pieces. You got denim, you got black, you got red, and you got soft pink. You got glitter, you got burgundy, but everything is roses coated. Now, next week I'm going to drop a video just showing you everything. I've been heard about this collection ever since, like, what, January. I went ahead and had the pictures stored in my phone, you know, so that way we can do a video and talk about it. So I am going to get into the pieces in another video. But yeah, that collaboration is coming up. So if you know you have some events to go to, you know you have weddings to attend, or pretty much anything, you got trips, you may want to take a look at this so you can have something to wear. And a lot of these pieces are standout, and a lot of these pieces are, I guess you could say, unique for the most part. So yeah, I did want to touch on that and let you guys know this. Now, yesterday, and you could take or leave this information, I'm just going to put it in here because I have different people watch from different demographics, but I am going to tell you that Target did drop a Kate Spade collaboration yesterday with I did see pictures of it and stuff like that, and I did look at it, but I'm not buying anything. But again, take what you want with that information. I'm just here reporting on it. So for those of you who don't know, the Sephora VIB or Spring Savings Event, whatever the title of the sale is, it ends tomorrow, which is Monday. So if you haven't gotten anything, if you need to look at some hauls to get inspiration, to see what you need, from skincare, body care, to just makeup. Now, for me personally, if y'all saw my haul, y'all know I don't get my skincare from Sephora. I wear La Roche, so it's a drugstore brand these days, but I was wearing it even when they were still in France, and you had to order from France to get it. But now it's sold everywhere, so I don't, Sephora, they offered it. I think La Roche was sold at Sephora for probably a couple months, and then they stopped selling them. But they can be purchased at Ulta, but that's just me. But pretty much they have skincare, they have body care, and they have a lot of makeup. So like I tell people, if you want to improve your makeup game, you know you got things to do, you got events to go to, or you just want to look presentable on a day-to-day, this would be a good time to get, you know, to stack up on some makeup or just try different things. And if you are looking for a day-to-day makeup look, I suggest you start with Danessa Myricks. I really love her foundation powder. It starts from like a cream to powder. That's if you have oily skin. But yeah, check it out, or even go into the store and play around. Let them do a color analysis. I think is free, so they can let you know what foundation you wear in each and every brand, so that way you don't have to get shade matched all the time. So yeah, check them out. And again, tomorrow's the last day. And even if you had some fragrances that you wanted to try out. And speaking of fragrances, everyone is talking about Fleur Rose Whip. It smells really good. Again, it reminds me of the new Kylie. It reminds me of Delina exclusive. It has that rose. It has that rose. But I really like how Rose Whip smell. Now, I'm not saying these are dupes of Delina, but it has that same Delina rose in my opinion. It smells really, really, really good. I do like the 3 new Sol de Janeiros. I like the green one. The green one, I smelled it. I smell it every time I go in Sephora just to make sure I like it. The green one gives very much kind of like a high-end store. Y'all know like how a high-end store, it doesn't smell like fruity, but it smells like fresh and like elevated and sophisticated. I can't think of a smell profile, but that green one, that's what it gives to me. Like if I were to walk in Hermes or something like that, I feel like that's what it smells like, even though I've been in Hermes plenty of times. But it just smells, that green one smells elevated. It has fig in it. I don't know if I want to wear it on my body, and I may just go back and get it because it's green as well. It's very green. So it smells good to me. I like all 3 of them. The pink one, again, it smells like sugar, but with like a ting to it. I don't know what's giving it that little ting. I don't know if it's a floral or whatever. I think it's a gardenia. So that one smells good. And the blue one, it smells like tangerine and aqua. Like, it's very aquatic. So I like all 3 of those scents. They may want to consider keeping that a part of their regular line. Some people don't like it, but I like all 3, honestly. Do I like them enough to buy them? The only reason why I didn't buy them is because I don't want to keep ODing on fragrances and body, you know, sprays and stuff like that. I may end up going back on my word, so don't hold me to it. But it's just me just trying to toe the line between not over consuming and just being disciplined. So that's where I'm at with it. But I do like them. I gotta keep it real. But yeah, Rose Whip, if you haven't smelled that, get your nose on that. And I did have a chance to finally smell all 3 of the Brown Girl Jane, their famous fragrances. They are known for, I think, Carousel, Carnival, and Carousel, Carnival, and Casino. Whichever one that has like the fruity smells, I like that one really a lot. I like it very much. The other one that has the caramel in it is just too caramelly to me. And Casino, Sephora is now selling Chris Collins in store. They've always sold him, but now it's in store. And I was able to actually get my nose on his fragrances. It's two of them in there. It's a white bottle. And the other one, I think I mentioned it in my last video, if I'm not mistaken. But Chris Collins, it smelled as good as he looked. So, yeah. Get your nose on his fragrances as well. Last but not least, let's get into China on TikTok exposing pretty much the luxury market. They are, I just think it's so, I think it's hilarious. Some people are upset. Some people are shocked. I'm just laughing at the situation at hand, and I'm laughing at the people's reaction to it. I think it's so funny. Of course, y'all know I'm not really a luxury girl like that, because these teas is something I've always known. So I just never really got into luxury like that. Now, during COVID, I did, and I told y'all why. So I was very transparent from the beginning. I spent my money on luxury because I couldn't travel that much. I was going through, I guess you could say, a depression, because you know, you're coming from a person who traveled at least once a month. And then, you know, to come to a straight halt like that, that was stressful. And I needed something to redirect my energy to, so I just started my own luxury. And that's why I had that little luxury spell. And I told y'all from jump, when COVID is over, this luxury spell is going to be over. And I stuck true to my word, because it's not a real interest. It was just something I was doing. I was just buying, because I ain't had nothing else to do with myself. So, that was the thing with that. But yeah, a lot of this stuff is made in China, and they send it back to their home countries, Italy and stuff like that. They do 2.3% of something just to make it legal, so they can put made in Italy on there and send it and sell it to us for, you know, for $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000. And the reason, like I told y'all before, Super Jacob is my mouthpiece when it comes to the luxury market. He says everything I'm thinking, for the most part. Not every single thing, but for the most part, he got the same idea. But he does partake in luxury. But a lot of people don't want to hear the truth about a lot of stuff. So that's why I reserve a lot of, I tread lightly on what I say on the internet in mixed company, because I value my peace. And a lot of people don't like the truth. A lot of people say they like the truth, but if you're saying what they don't want to hear, or you're saying anything against what they like, here come the projection label, here comes the hating label and all of that. And I protect my peace too much to have to come on here and cut somebody out because they talking crazy. So I just, if you meet me face to face and we talk, I'll get down and dirty with you. But here on social media, I protect my peace too much to just say stuff. So this right here is, I ain't gonna say it's a vindication, because it's not like I came out and said something and now I'm looking for validation to say it was right. But this is one of my reasons why I don't wear luxury like that. Because it's a facade. And I'm a numbers girl. So even like when content creators be like, know your worth, and I'm like, honey, you got to measure that in numbers. Like anytime you tell somebody to know their worth, it's because there are a list of standards. Even in relationships, there's a list of standards how a man should treat you, just on a basement bargain level. That's what you measure it against. Content creation, you can't tell nobody to know their worth, and ain't nobody spitting no numbers out. But I digress. But you know, I'm a numbers girl. So in social, with these bags and stuff like this, like Dior was exposed last year by the Italian, I think it was the Italian government, about how those, I think it was the Dior book totes, and I wanted one when they first came out. I didn't know what I was going to do with it, but I wanted one. And it cost like 50 something euros to make, so let's just say 65, let's just say 70 USD, 70 bucks to make. And those things sell for like 35, I think they sell for like 3,500 if I am mistaken. They probably went up by now. But you know what, let me see. So a Dior book tote on Dior.com is $3,800 right now. Now, according to that article, allegedly, it's $58 to make. But like I said, we're going to just say 70 USD. All right? $3,800 minus 70. So you are buying $3,730 worth of history, heritage, and name. Now, I'm not saying that just because they spent $7 making it, they probably should charge, you know, $100. I'm not saying that. Even if they charge $300, even let's just say they charge $500 for the book tote. Even that is fair if they want to incorporate heritage and things like that. Heck, even $1,000. Even that's still highway robbery compared to how much they spent making it. But $3,800. And me knowing that a lot of this stuff costs, I didn't have, you know, numerical proof, but I figured a lot of this stuff is really, really cheap to make because I have drop shipped before. I know manufacturers, like even when I was in New York this past summer when I went to the conference thing, and I was able to talk face to face, and I made friends with manufacturers. That stuff be dirt cheap. Even when I was in high school, remember when I was telling y'all I used to work in a nail shop. We have a friend of our family, she had a nail shop, and she would allow me to work in there with her. And I remember being able to take $20 and you can stock up on nail material for a whole month. Y'all know those little pedicure shoes? We were paying 5 cents for those a piece. I think they were 5 or 10 cents. The thing of acrylic, $1. The big thing of acetone, $4, like a gallon of acetone. Y'all know that'll take you far. $4 for a gallon of acetone. Brushes, 90 cents that you lay acrylic with, and the nail art brushes, 99. You can take $20 and you can go absolutely ham. There would be times I would take $10 because I would just end up doing nails at home, like on my personal time, just playing around with people. And I ain't supposed to say that. I was doing pedicures too. And like all that pedicure stuff, like all that stuff was like for pennies. And I had broke down the math back then. In order to do somebody a full set of nails, these are my real nails, but I'm just putting up nails. In order to do someone a full set of nails, including fingernail polish, it was about a cool $1.25. Let's just say $1.50. It was a good $1.50. And like using everything you had to use, which were the fake nails, the acrylic, the acetone, the brush, the drill. Because like that drill, now the drill was the only thing was expensive, but those drills were like, they were like $50 to $100 for the professional drills. But that's about it. So I'm just dividing it down by per use, per customer. About $1.25, and that's just being overly generous. And that's including the cuticle oil and those, y'all know those ball glass bottles it used to be in. Including the cuticle oil, the lotion, all the things. Even the little glass bowl you suck your nails in to get the acrylic off. Just say you had a full set before you came and you just want to start off with a fresh set. Even down to the little pliers, about a good $1.25. So that's the reason why $18, they were still making a killing if you, because back then I think a full set was like $18 or $20. So they were still making a killing. They still made their money almost 100-fold. And then not including the tip. So the fact, and a lot of this stuff still haven't went up. The prices on this stuff still haven't went up that much. So okay, it was 5 cents back in the day. Okay, right now it's probably 10 or 15 cents. So with that being said, and they're doing nail jobs for $40 these days. Because let's just say with inflation, now it takes up to $2 to do your nails. And they're charging you $40. And then you got to pay a tip. These people be getting over, and see, these are the things that I be knowing. So a lot of stuff I just can't allow myself to get played and do. Just like with the apres nails that I have. I think y'all see my apres nail kit. But during the start of the pandemic, I started doing apres nails. Because, you know, I just like them. I think they look real natural. Again, these are my real nails, so I just keep putting my nails up just for emphasis. But I still have my kit. I think out of that kit, let's just say I did other people's nails. I think I could get like 40, probably 30 to 40 customers out of that one kit. I paid $88 for it. Y'all do the math. Now, this is the boom. People are charging $100 to do a set of apres nails. $100. Now, I think now a lot of regular nail shops are starting to do it. They came down to like $70. But like for the girls who specialize in this and who was doing it like, you know, as a specialty, $100. That does not include the cutesy little nail art and all that. That's going to be on top of that $100. So I paid $88 for that kit at the time. And that kit comes with everything. The bonding, the nail, you know, you drying out your nail. It came with everything you need to do the apres kit. The only thing it didn't come with was a nail drill. But it came with the nails. It came with the bonding. It came with the flash cure, little thing to dry your nail and to cure your nail and to, you know, bond it to your nail. It came with all that for $88. So if you could do 30 people nails from that one kit and you're charging them $100, guess how much you made? 30. So it's costing you $2.94 for each person nails to do each person nails. You're charging them $100. See, this is the little math I know that keeps me from buying a lot of stuff or just keep me from overindulging in a lot of stuff. And a lot of times when I do overindulge or indulge at all in anything, I know the price. So it's just me actively making a decision to turn the other cheek and pretend like I just don't know. Because again, I've seen the prices. I've seen the warehouse prices. Even people who, and I ain't trying to mess up nobody's business or anything like that. I never want to do that. But even with these people who sell these body oils and stuff like this, from small brands to major brands. Cosmetics, I think if they start getting into cosmetics, a lot of y'all probably wouldn't step foot back in. Yeah. I'm going to leave that one alone. Now, they have started getting into, I did see a video of one of the girlies talking about Chanel and saying how pretty much with packaging, makeup, and all of that, all the prices added up, it comes out to $5.
Your Chanel cosmetics, 80% are made in China and cost only $5. They just add the logo in France and charge you 10 to 40 times the price. Close your eyes. If your Chanel cosmetics says made in China, will it feel cheaper? It's not about quality, it's about brainwashing. Interesting fact, who makes Chanel cosmetics? 42% are crafted by Chinese artisans. We don't do cheap goods, we do understand luxury.
You know who is producing high-quality accessories for those luxury brands like Chanel, Estee Lauder, L'Oreal?
You're saying you're the supplier behind all these beauty accessories for those big luxury brands? La Brea, MAC, Chanel, Bobbi Brown, and even Rosewood Hotel.
Last week we also received an order, Royce Den. Yeah, the comb like 20,000 pieces, one color.
Wholesalers, it's 2024 and you still don't know who are the suppliers behind Dior? Their knitwears and cardigans are from Beyond Garments from Hangzhou. Beyond Garments is also the supplier behind many luxury brands from America and Europe like Sandra, Maj, Versace. Second, most of the Dior's cosmetic products are actually produced by Taiho Group, which is also the supplier behind Lancome and Loewe. Third, 24-hour packaging technology from Shenzhen provide exquisite packaging and bags for Dior. Of course, Dior has their own factories in many countries, supplies different products for them.
Meanwhile, Chanel take it and sell it for $80. So you're paying $75 for name, heritage, and just being that girl. And I understand they have overhead and stuff like that, but overhead don't cost $70. So, you know, it's just funny to me. I'm sorry, I'm not. Yeah, this is the most I'm going to elaborate on that. I just think it's funny. I think it's hilarious. A lot of people are wondering, will that make people stop shopping, like the luxury lovers? I mean, if you love luxury, you probably not. I mean, you probably should. Considering that a lot of these places, a lot of these things are made in the same manufacturer, except for the one that you purchased from the store, took a little flight back to Italy, and they did a little 1-2 step and sewed their tag on there, and it comes in a nice little bag in a box, versus this one, it went from China to Amazon or wherever, and they got theirs. They didn't get the extra frou-frou la-la. They didn't get the cute box in the bag. So I don't know. I mean, I personally don't care what others do. I just think it's funny altogether, though. It's funny, and a lot of people who feel vindicated, they do the same with fashion. If y'all notice, y'all don't hear me talking a lot about quality. I think I hit on this before, but again, I don't elaborate on a lot of things because a lot of people don't be ready to hear the truth. But even with a lot of fashion, child, a lot of this stuff is a trip. And even as a person who know how to make clothes, if you don't know, I do so. I do know how to make things from complete scratch, not even using a pattern. I know how to make things from complete scratch. I made dresses and things like that. If you want to know what I do, go to my other channel, Sewing with Chelsea. I am going to get back into it, but right now, I'm like an artsy person, so I have a passion every other week. So right now, I do sewing mostly for myself, but I'm off that for others right now. It takes a lot of time and energy. Although I was doing really well, y'all are really supporting me with that. But when I'm ready to delve back into my passion of sewing, I'll let y'all know. But I do sew, for me personally. And even with that, even when you sew personally, you still got to go to the store and buy fabric. And the only way to dictate the quality of your fabric is that's why I'm so happy I went to that conference last year in New York, is if you call up a manufacturer and tell them what you want and tell them the fibers and stuff like that you want to use, and they make you a spool of fabric from complete scratch. That's the only way as a clothing designer, brand or anything like that. That's the only way you have control over the feel and the quality of your clothing. So that's the only reason why I don't even really talk about quality in my videos, if you notice that. And even if I do say it, it'll probably come from a subconscious place, but it's not coming from a conscious place. I don't, because the quality in a lot of this stuff, if you compare it to even 10 years ago, child, a lot of this stuff ain't worth the, what was it? I be saying it ain't worth the lemon ain't worth the squeeze. It ain't worth the squeeze. Child, a lot of this quality is just, it's bad. It's bad. Like, if I didn't make a conscious decision to, like, literally turn my other cheek on a lot of this stuff, I probably wouldn't buy a thing. But being that I do have a, I hate to speak that over myself, but I do have a shopping issue. I like it. I think it's fun. But, yeah. I literally have to walk through life turning the other cheek because I probably would not buy probably a thing. I do love my Good American jeans. Those are pretty good quality jeans. But a lot of this other stuff is just, it's decent quality. You know what I mean? Now sometimes Zara do come with some good quality. And I'm not saying everything is just bad quality. But it's not, the good quality isn't in abundance as it was back in my high school days and stuff like that. I think you get better quality in men's clothing than you do women's clothing these days. Now Tom Ford, I am going to swear by. Y'all know I love, well, those who watch me, y'all know I love Tom Ford briefs. They're my favorite, honey. Men been holding out. Men ain't been spilling the tea. But I love my Tom Ford briefs, baby. Them things feel like butter. Butter, honey. So I do like Tom Ford briefs. I'm sorry. Because men's stuff, I don't know. They just have some good quality things. I think they, maybe because they don't have much to make. So they just kind of take their time with men. But women, honey, I'll still be falling apart in 2.3 days. But yeah, yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about that, because that's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna drop it right there. Guys, I think I talked enough. I said enough. You tell me what you think in the comments. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And also follow me on It's Chelsea J on Instagram. It's Chelsea J on TikTok. And you can subscribe to the newsletter by hitting the subscribe button in the description box below. And also, yeah, subscribe here. Become a part of the Seashell tribe. And if you wanted to know about my makeup, if it hasn't came off yet, but I've been playing around with Miss Jellyfish from Fenty. Y'all know she had the lip oils. And I think I'm going to go back and get like 2 other colors, because I do like her lip oils. I like how they look. Like that amber one. I love how that one looked. It kind of looked like a more subtle version of MAC Oh Baby. Because MAC Oh Baby is very glittered out. And even though these are glittered out too, but it's more subtle and it'll be a great topper. So, and I think Fenty Glow. But I think I want that copper one, but I can only get that one online. But anyway, I have on Miss Jellyfish, and I lined up my lips with Grape Expectations from MAC, which is like this strong grape color. And then my eyes, my eyeshadow, I just did it with my YSL palette. Y'all know that big, the $120 palette. I don't even think they sell those anymore. But I just did it with that, and yeah, that's my little look, honey. That's my cool look for today. So yeah, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye.